In a rapidly changing world filled with new opportunities and challenges, one platform is bringing Indian professionals together to learn, grow, and succeed globally. Welcome to the International Indian Professionals Association, IIPA, a dynamic network dedicated to connecting and empowering Indian professionals across the world. At IIPA, we believe success becomes more meaningful when knowledge is shared and communities grow together. Our mission is to support professionals, students, and job seekers by creating opportunities for learning, mentorship, networking, and career development. Through impactful workshops, expert-led seminars, career guidance programs, and professional networking initiatives, IIPA helps individuals sharpen their skills, explore new possibilities, and prepare for the future. More than just an association, IIPA is a thriving community built on collaboration, continuous learning, and collective progress. We are committed to empowering individuals with the right knowledge and resources, encouraging collaboration among diverse talents and experiences, promoting continuous growth in an evolving global landscape. By bringing together the strength, experience, and potential of Indian professionals worldwide, we aim to create lasting impact that goes beyond borders. Together we learn. Together we grow. Together we lead. Join us in building a stronger, smarter, and more connected professional community for generations to come. In a rapidly changing world filled with new opportunities and challenges, one platform is bringing Indian professionals together to learn, grow, and succeed globally. Welcome to the International Indian Professionals Association, IIPA, a dynamic network dedicated to connecting and empowering Indian professionals across the world. At IIPA, we believe success becomes more meaningful when knowledge is shared and communities grow together. Our mission is to support professionals, students, and job seekers by creating opportunities for learning, mentorship, networking, and career development. Through impactful workshops, expert-led seminars, career guidance programs, and professional networking initiatives, IIPA helps individuals sharpen their skills, explore new possibilities, and prepare for the future. More than just an association, IIPA is a thriving community built on collaboration, continuous learning, and collective progress. We are committed to empowering individuals with the right knowledge and resources, encouraging collaboration among diverse talents and experiences, promoting continuous growth in an evolving global landscape. By bringing together the strength, experience, and potential of Indian professionals worldwide, we aim to create lasting impact that goes beyond borders. Together we learn. Together we grow. Together we lead. Join us in building a stronger, smarter, and more connected professional community for generations to come. In a rapidly changing world filled with new opportunities and challenges, one platform is bringing Indian professionals together to learn, grow, and succeed globally. Welcome to the International Indian Professionals Association, IIPA, a dynamic network dedicated to connecting and empowering Indian professionals across the world. At IIPA, we believe success becomes more meaningful when knowledge is shared and communities grow together. Our mission is to support professionals, students, and job seekers by creating opportunities for learning, mentorship, networking, and career development. Through impactful workshops, expert-led seminars, career guidance programs, and professional networking initiatives, IIPA helps individuals sharpen their skills, explore new possibilities, and prepare for the future. More than just an association, IIPA is a thriving community built on collaboration, continuous learning, and collective progress. We are committed to empowering individuals with the right knowledge and resources, encouraging collaboration among diverse talents and experiences, promoting continuous growth in an evolving global landscape. By bringing together the strength, experience, and potential of Indian professionals worldwide, we aim to create lasting impact that goes beyond borders. Together we learn. Together we grow. Together we lead. Join us in building a stronger, smarter, and more connected professional community for generations to come. In a rapidly changing world filled with new opportunities and challenges, one platform is bringing Indian professionals together to learn, grow, and succeed globally. Welcome to the International Indian Professionals Association, IIPA, a dynamic network dedicated to connecting and empowering Indian professionals across the world. At IIPA, we believe success becomes more meaningful when knowledge is shared and communities grow together. Our mission is to support professionals, students, and job seekers by creating opportunities for learning, mentorship, networking, and career development. Through impactful workshops, expert-led seminars, career guidance programs, and professional networking initiatives, IIPA helps individuals sharpen their skills, explore new possibilities, and prepare for the future. More than just an association, IIPA is a thriving community built on collaboration, continuous learning, and collective progress. We are committed to empowering individuals with the right knowledge and resources, encouraging collaboration among diverse talents and experiences, promoting continuous growth in an evolving global landscape. By bringing together the strength, experience, and potential of Indian professionals worldwide, we aim to create lasting impact that goes beyond borders. Together we learn. Together we grow. Together we lead. Join us in building a stronger, smarter, and more connected professional community for generations to come.
Good afternoon, good evening, and assalamu alaikum. Am I audible, Mr. Azma?
Yes, Dr. Sab, you're audible.
Okay, thank you. I am Dr. Shafiq, your host for this webinar. A very warm welcome to all our attendees joining us today. On behalf of International Indian Professionals Association, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to today's webinar titled The Myth of Lifestyle Diseases. The greatest wealth is health, and the greatest investment is understanding how to preserve it. Over the past few decades, conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and heart disease have become increasingly common. We often hear them described as lifestyle diseases, but how much do we really understand about their causes, prevention, and management? Are these conditions simply the result of individual lifestyle choices, or is the picture far more complex? Today's discussion aims to challenge common assumptions, separate myths from facts, and explore how modern the lifestyles, nutrition, stress, sleep, environment, and personal habits interact to influence our health. We are privileged to have with us Dr. Khaja Yaminuddin, a diabetes care specialist, distinguished Toastmaster, public speaker, and healthy lifestyle advocate. Through his professional experience and passion for Mr. Asbat, please take care of the waiting list.
Yes, Dr. Sab, I'm taking it.
Since recording was not done, so please excuse me for starting again. Good afternoon, good evening, and assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Shafiq, your host for this webinar. A very warm welcome to all our attendees joining us today. On behalf of the International Indian Professionals Association, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to today's webinar titled The Myth of Lifestyle Diseases. The greatest wealth is health, and the greatest investment is understanding how to preserve it. Over the past few decades, conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and heart disease have become increasingly common. We often hear them described as lifestyle diseases. But how much do we really understand about their causes, prevention, and management? Are these conditions simply the result of individual lifestyle choices, or is the picture far more complex? Today's discussion aims to challenge common assumptions, separate myths from facts, and explore how modern lifestyles, nutrition, stress, sleep, environment, and personal habits interact to influence our health. We are privileged to have with us Dr. Khaja Yaminuddin, a diabetes care specialist, distinguished Toastmaster, public speaker, and healthy lifestyle advocate. Through his professional experience and passion for health education, he has been helping people better understand the path to healthier living and disease prevention. This webinar is not only about understanding disease, but also about empowering ourselves to make informed choices that promote long term health and well being. I encourage everyone to participate actively, reflect on the insights shared here, and make the most of the interactive session that will follow. Let me introduce our guest speaker, Dr. Khaja Yaminuddin. Dr. Khaja is a highly accomplished diabetes care specialist with more than 13 years of clinical experience in the field of diabetes and metabolic health. Throughout his professional journey, he has been dedicated not only to treating diseases, but also to addressing the underlying lifestyle, social, and environmental factors that influence health and well being. An alumnus of International Indian School Jeddah and Deccan College of Medical Sciences, he has further enhanced his expertise through advanced qualifications, including postgraduate diploma in diabetes from Cardiff University, UK, and a fellowship program from Martin Luther Christian University. His work reflects a unique blend of clinical excellence, academic insight, and a strong commitment to community health. Beyond his clinical practice, Dr. Yaminuddin is a passionate health educator and advocate. As a distinguished Toastmaster and an accomplished public speaker, he has addressed numerous forums, conferences, educational institutions, and community programs, helping people better understand the importance of healthy living, disease prevention, and informed healthcare decisions. He has contributed to several health awareness initiatives organized in collaboration with the Consulate General of India, the Indian Doctors Medical Forum, educational institutions, and community organizations where he has spoken on topics ranging from diabetes and metabolic health to lifestyle diseases and preventive healthcare. What makes Dr. Yaminuddin particularly effective as a speaker is his ability to translate complex medical concepts into practical, relatable, and actionable insights. His mission is not merely to treat illness, but to raise awareness, inspire healthier choices, and empower individuals to take charge of their own well being. Today, he will guide us through a fascinating and thought provoking discussion on the myth of lifestyle diseases, a topic that challenges conventional assumptions and encourages us to rethink how we understand health, disease, prevention, and personal responsibility. Please join me in extending a very warm welcome to Dr. Khaja Yaminuddin. Dr. Khaja Yaminuddin, thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to benefiting from you, from your knowledge and experience. Before I hand over the mic to Dr. Khaja, I just want to inform the audience that for those who wish to stay connected and receive regular updates about our future programs, we'll be sharing links to our official groups in the chat box shortly. We also highly value your suggestions and feedbacks as they help us improve and bring more meaningful initiatives to you. Once again, thank you for being a part of this session. Let us begin this journey of learning together. Dr. Khaja Yaminuddin Sahab, welcome, and the stage is yours, sir.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Dr. Shafiq, for a very detailed introduction. Really appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, well, you must be wondering, why am I standing? One. Secondly, at the same time, you must also be waiting if I'm going to ask the host to allow me to share the slides. So let me begin with this. For the first question, I'm going to stand because that is how I'm going to deliver this presentation today, where you can actually understand what I'm trying to say much better. That means I am not relaxed. Two, why am I not asking the host for sharing a slide presentation? Because that is not what we are going to do here. That's not what we're going to do the traditional way. We are going to actually interact with each other. Now, before I begin, and the most important thing which I want to say is, people who are here in this part of the world, definitely we're going to start a new week. And people who are already in India, they're actually also going to start a new week, but we start on Sunday, they start on Monday. So let me put it this way, a very blunt statement. Beginning of a new week, a friendly reminder. So what is one thing which you actually focus this area, which should be your top priority when you begin this week? Now, for many of you, the answer will be paying the bills, for example, or getting the kids to school, making sure that you're on time at work, first day of the week, you don't want to be late at work. Probably making sure that your car or your scooter or whatever it is up to date, making sure that you are ready to rock and roll. Am I right? Or am I right? You can use the emojis, the Gen Z emojis, to say yes or no if you agree to that. Well, no one is responding. That means you all are still thinking. Okay, let me put it this way then. Yeah, I get this thing. Good. So now, having said this, what do you think is the most important prime factor which all of us should be actually worried about, which we look into at the end moment when we have nowhere else to go but knock at the door of a doctor? Our health. The most important of all is our health, and we tend to take it at the back foot because we are ready to pay the bill, we are ready to wear extra, we are ready to sit down at our laptops and do as much as work we can. We are ready to do everything except taking care of our health, only unless and until when our body responds with negativity, and then you knock the door of the doctor. Now, my presentation here is all verbal for you, and I'm trying to put three important highlights into our minds today. Number one, your health. Number two, your health. And number three, your health. Now, you must be wondering what exactly it is going to happen. The topic says, so let's just bust the myth about this communicable diseases, the lifestyle diseases. Who has created this lifestyle diseases? Now, I'm not going to blame you for that. No. Can we blame the marketing companies for that? Probably yes. So let me begin here. You walk into the mall. Now, you just want to go and get specific stuff. But what do? The moment you enter the mall, you have all the advertisements. Buy one, get two free. Buy this and that, get free. So what do? Let me take this. So your cart starts to pile up with all food stuff. Biscuits, frozen food, this and that. You went to get one thing, but you end up coming out of it a full cart. Why? Because there was an offer, buy one and get this much free. Agreed? Now, just think about it. At the end of the thing, once you're putting everything back into your car and you get back home and then you start cluttering it, what do you find? What is the maximum number of items you have taken? And Agree? If you really believe in this, it's junk food, isn't it? What have you taken? Processed food? I'm not going to name the brands. Those nuggets and those chicken and the mutton frozen. Biscuits? Those creamy stuff? Those full of cheese stuff in the fresh bakery? Oh, it's very fresh. I am supposed to take this. It's fresh. But yes, all those things, isn't it? Two aspects in this particular scenario. You ended up paying a lot of money for something which is not going to help your body. By this, I does not want to imply the fact that you should not take it. I'll come to this part later. But what have we done? We spend money on so much of stuff which is actually not healthy. Now, you must be saying, how can you say that? So let me tell you very clearly. Once you go again to, if you're here in Saudi, to Panda, Hyper Panda, Danube, Bin Dawood, anywhere, and you try to take all these stuff, just read the label and see for yourself. There's a scan code, scan and find out what is healthy and what is unhealthy. It does not mean that I'm stopping you from buying it. I'm just guiding you what better options you can actually look into rather than getting into this aspect. Now, if I am to say this at the same time, that the family of carbonated drinks, whether it is Pepsi, 7-Up, Diet Pepsi, Zero Cola, and all stuff. Now, there's something else is also in the market, Kinza. I'm very brutal on this one, so bear with me. These are all your friends, without which, your means not you exactly, humans, without which food is not digested. Oh, I had a late dinner. I need to have one glass of Pepsi. It is going to make me feel better. Now, let me break this myth as well. Is it actually going to help you digest the food? I did not find any evidence behind that, except for the WhatsApp University or the diploma by YouTube or the certificate courses by your friends and relatives who keep on saying, take one glass, it will be more than enough. These are all myths. Keep them away. All these drinks are responsible for your acidity, for your so-called pre-diabetes and then to diabetes. But how many of you are willing to make a pledge to yourself that right now you're going to stop? Now, if I take this opportunity to say this, and my friends who are with me always know it very clearly, it's been approximately 7 to 8 years that I haven't touched any of these carbonated drinks. My family doesn't at the same time. We do not have this at home. Even if we're having guests and gatherings, etc., when they ask, we say, we have water and fresh juice, but not this. It takes, believe me, lots of energy to get this thing going. Now the question is, will you be doing this? Because I am setting an example. Will you like to follow that? Think about it. If it is difficult, I know. Tell me which good thing is not difficult. If it is impossible, ask me. It is not impossible at all. Once you set your mind, like how you set your mind, Sunday morning, I have to go to work, Monday to the school, Tuesday to pay the fees, Wednesday, I have extra work, I'll stay at office late. You set your mind on all these things, right? So can't you set your minds on your own health? Instead of knocking at the door of the doctor at the end moment and saying, you are the doctor, treat us, help us. I am ready to do that, but not at your terms. I want to change your lifestyle. In all my talks for the past so many years, I have always stressed on one aspect, and that is early dinner. It's a very important topic. Early dinner, 2 words, people are saying, Arey, what is this early dinner? Bhai? We are coming from office around like 8 o'clock, and then by the time the food is prepared, and this and that, and etc. But what implications does it have? Pause. Take a deep breath. and listen. Just imagine you're having your dinner at 10 o'clock, like most of the weddings or the parties which we have around here. 10:30, you have good heavy dinner. I'm not going to name the items because even I love that, but no, at the moment, no. You have it, correct? And then you sit down, talk with Dr. Shafiq and everybody else, and what happened today, this happened, that happened. And after that, you just walk towards your car, you again sit, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes drive, you come back home, you get fresh. Either you sit down in front of the TV or you go to bed directly. Clear? So 10 o'clock, you're having this heavy meal. By 12:30, you're on to bed. Between 10 to 12:30, what have you done to yourself? Ask this question. I'll tell you what you have done. You have been brutal to your body. You have been not necessarily good to your own health. Why? After every meal, it is advisable to walk a minimum of 15 minutes, not the walk by using the phone and then talking on the phone. No, the walk where you avoid all these things, avoid distractions, and walk so that what all you ate is digested nicely and slowly. There is no stress. Stress is the word, which I'm going to come back again later to. So once you walk after a meal, the spike in your blood sugar levels, whether you are a diabetes patient or a non-diabetic person rather, it goes down. What do we do? The most beautiful thing which nature has gifted to us, to walk, we avoid doing it. And then we complain of acidity in the morning, probably not able to go to the washroom to clear nature's call. Don't you feel that? Tell me one thing, whenever you have late meal, what happens the next day? You are the judge for your own self. Think about it. And I'm sure once you do that, you will be able to come to a conclusion and then probably take a decision for your own self. What are you doing by having early dinner? 3 things. First, you take care of your own health. Second, you go fresh in the morning wherever you're going to work or at home. And third, you don't pay the doctor's consultation fees. That means you don't pay money for any medications. Medications in the first place, which you don't require, which are only required because you chose to have an unhealthy lifestyle. Now, you must be wondering, this is a doctor and he's saying not to take medications. He's asking us not to come to him. Am I doing something wrong? I'm just trying to show you the way. You're more than welcome to come to us. I don't mind, but I don't feel good. Yesterday, I was just reading something regarding ChatGPT and AI. I think what we have done is we have decided to unlearn certain skills because of this. So we are so much dependent on Google for everything that while sitting, we are getting everything done. Amazon Prime, Hunger Station, and all those things. Food comes, we eat, we sit down. There is zero physical activity. Okay. What did we learn just now? Walk. The first bullet point from my side. Can you now pledge yourself to walk after every meal? Okay. Thank you. People are replying back. So that gives a positive motivation that yes, people are actually listening to. Good. Now, having said this, can you do the next thing after this? Can you close your kitchen by 7:30 or 8 or maximum 8:30 in the evening? I'm not asking you to do it from tonight. Can you start the process of doing it? Do it not for yourself, but for your children. See the difference in their lives. See the difference in your own life. Can you do that? It's difficult. I agree. 100%. It's impossible. I disagree. 100%. Can it be a reachable goal, a milestone? Yes. In the foreseeable future? Yes. Tomorrow? If you really want to. It's 4:30 exactly. You've got 4.5 hours to have your dinner. Are you ready for that? That means all ladies after this webinar are going to get into the kitchen and prepare the dinner. This is the way we have to look forward. Keep yourself and your family in front of the mirror and think, do you want this generation, the Gen Z generation with all those slangs and everything, who are dependent on fast food? No. Fast is FAST. Let's remove the letter S. Fat food. Yes, fat food. Perfect word. Which increases everything in the body. Doesn't give us anything except high carbohydrates, lots of salt, lots of any other ingredients which I don't know, God knows much better what do they do to the body. Can we pledge that we will start decreasing? I'm not asking you to stop it, because I'm going to give you another example of myself. Burgers, which we get at Harvey, McDonald's, and Burger King, and all those stuff. 5 years. I prepare my own burger. I mean, not me, my wife. We don't have it from outside. Lots of sodium. The changes it has made to our family is marvelous. You don't feel the way you used to feel. What happens after you're having a heavy meal from either McD or Burger King? Anyway? Eat, for example, tonight if you want to, and see the difference. What do you feel? And then when you stop eating it for a period of time, see the difference. Note down the time, the day, and everything which you can for your own self. You be your own judge. See the difference. So the first point was, anyone? That also will help me understand whether people are actually, yes, walking. Thank you very much. The second point is closing your kitchen as early as possible. The third is avoiding that fast food. No, not fast. Fat food. Avoid it. You can do that. It's not difficult. Because if you don't want yourself and your children to be sitting in the outpatient department of any hospital, you will have to do that. If there are doctors in this group, I'm sure Dr. Shafiq will also agree with me that what we see with our own eyes, people as young, how can we overcome this? I'm coming to that. Thank you for that question. What we see with our own eyes, children as young as like 7, 8, 9 years of age who are, mashallah, very obese, and then they are having diabetes, and then unfortunately some of them require insulin and some of them require tablets. What is one core reason? Unhealthy lifestyle practices. Nevertheless, also at the same time, genetic factors play a very important role. But my topic today is not genetics. It's there. It can't be erased. It's evidence-based. Let's keep it aside. That you can't change, neither can I. But what both of us, all of us can change is our unhealthy lifestyle practices. Now, let's come to the other part of our session today. We talked about walking, closing kitchen, avoiding fat food, and etc. There's one thing which is related to this fat food, and that is snacks. Good snacks. Let's have snacks. I think I still remember when I was doing my post-graduation, one of my professors used to say, it's not snacks, it's snakes. That time we used to laugh as students, like, yes, why is he saying that? But over a period of time, we realized that they are indeed snakes. What do we have for our snakes? Okay, Rose, right? Let's have snacks. What do we have for snacks? Chips. The tin chips, the packet chips. Oh, so tasty. Let's watch a movie on the couch, Netflix. What are we consuming? Okay, You must have seen lots of WhatsApp University giving out those videos where they're burning those chips and then they become plastic and then all those things, noodles, yes, at the same time. I will not talk about all those things. Again, please mark my words. Once you go to any of these shopping complexes or Bakala or anywhere else, and then you just turn around and see and read the food label. Scan the barcode, read. The problem is, which I am understanding these days, which I've understood since a long time, but more and more now, is we are not understanding the importance of health literacy. If people in this group are from financial background, they must be expert in stocks and shares and etc. People who are teachers, they're expert in the way they want to teach and etc. Every profession is expert in their thing except for their own important self-worth, and that is your health. Now, people in this gathering who are like 45 years, 35 years of age, and people who are as young as 20, 25 years, irrespective of anything, I always say the best time, and you can mark my words, the best time to take care of your health was 5 to 10 years ago. And the next best time is today. Mark it. Bookmark. It's today, right now. Let us explore another variety now. Many of us in this group and many of our relatives, immediate and extended, are diabetes patients, hypertensive, cardiac patients. Correct? Okay. Now, you must be having a monthly medication bill. For example, you're spending approximately, for discussion's sake, okay, I don't mean you'll get in this amount. For discussion's sake, you're having approximately 100 riyals of medication per month. Now, what are you doing? You're spending 100 riyals. These are medications for those who are already diagnosed and on chronic levels and etc. One aspect, take a break. You're recently diagnosed with, for example, diabetes or hypertension. You're again spending 100 riyals. Now, the first thing which comes to your mind is, oh my goodness, I'm a diabetic patient now. The doctor has said your diabetes, your type 2 diabetes, these are the medications. Every 3 months, do this test, this, and then you are at home. Two things will happen. One, you'll be like overwhelmed. I have to do all these things, this medication and test. Or second, finally, I went to the doctor. Now I'm going to start doing medications. Tell me who all fall into the second category. Majority of the people fall into the second category. I went to the doctor, he gave me the medication, that's it. Halas, I am going to start taking my medication. Practical, I'm talking all practical. You don't find all these things in textbook. I am giving you life practical examples. Doctor, please, medication. Yes, okay. We take this breakfast, lunch, dinner in the morning before going to bed. You're more than happy, doctor is happy. And you're like, finally, I went to the, oh, kitna acha baat kare. He was so nice. He gave me all medication. He told me breakfast this one, lunch this one, dinner this one, everything is fine. Now, pause again, break. If you would have invested that amount in healthy lifestyle, healthy food, don't you think you could have actually taken a step back? It's a very broad thing which I'm talking about. If I get into specific, this webinar is not going to be enough, but I'm just trying to tickle your mind. Think for a moment, pause and think. If this would have been done, what will you do? Let me put an example. Dr. Shafiq has sent a patient to me, young, 35 years of age, little obese. He comes and says that, Dr. Amin, I was going to the washroom regularly, and then I'm feeling very lazy and tired. And then these are tests. Dr. Shafiq asked me to do it, and he said, please consult Dr. Amin. So he comes, I see this, and I see, oh, HbA1c is 7.1. I'm sure many of you are aware of what exactly HbA1c is. I'm not going to get into the details of that. It's a test where you get to know the blood sugar status for the last 3 months. And then you say cholesterol is high, and this is high, and that and high, etc. Please write medications. I'll start taking from now on. Now, two scenarios here. If I tell that person, Mr. X, that, look, Mr. X, what you can do is you still have time to control everything. I don't want to give you medications right now. Probably if you can do A, B, C, D, E, F, G things, you might save money. And at the same time, you will also feel better. Scenario one, where the patient says, oh, yes, I will love to do this. Tell me what exactly I have to do it. And then he starts following rigorously, religiously. Oh, in the morning, I'm going to walk. In the evening, I'm going to do this and that. And then he comes back 3 months later with a good result of 5 points. He says, I lost weight. I feel good. Alhamdulillah, I'm not taking any medication. I feel so better. Thank you very much. Scenario one. Scenario two. No, doctor, please. I don't have time. There's a lot of work at office, and then my eating style, I cannot change it right now. I can't live without this and that. Tell me something. I'll use it and I'll feel good. I'll take the medication. I promise. Whatever you tell, I'll go. Even if it is not in this pharmacy, I'll go to that pharmacy. I'll take it. Just give it to me. Now, how many patients fall into the first category and how many patients fall into the second category? For me, in my practice for the past so many years, 80% of the patients fall into the second category. And thanks to the modern medications which we have, which are supposed to be taken specifically, but people want to take it generally, as if they are just chocolates. Oh, I can take it, not a problem. But do you really need that? That's the question. I can take it. I want that. That's it. Nowadays, the problem is I'm not blaming any of the patients here or any of the people mentioned here. I'm just trying to give you an understanding of how things are happening. Half the patients which we see usually are our own patients, or they see patients, they are like, they do the lab test, everything, and then they have their own research from ChatGPT, and then they expect the answers to align with those answers of ChatGPT. That's why I mentioned the term health literacy. It's very important. AI can take shape everywhere, but God has gifted us common sense. We are supposed to use that to our best. The second category patient does not want to change his lifestyle, but is more willing to actually do what? Take as many medications as possible. Now, initially, very happily, 1,000 Riyal bill he's very happy because he went to the doctor. Doctor gave him lovely set of medications, all medications made in France, Germany, UK, America, blah, blah. And you know that these are very good medications. You're taking it, happy. But as time passes, you're still following those unhealthy lifestyle practices. Your blood sugar levels are still the same. You've invested so much money on medications, but not on yourself. And then 3 months later, you go, what, Dr. Saab, what did you give? Nothing is helping me. I really don't know what to do. When you knew already what you had to do. You wanted everything to treat what was visible. But you already have in your own hands something that is your willpower to treat what is not visible. That thing which is going on inside. What we call as resistance, insulin resistance. Can you look into this aspect? Then what do you need to do? Again, as I said, walk, close the kitchen. Nevertheless, I have seen many a times. Yesterday, I was at one of the malls and then we went for something. When I saw that, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
Dr. Sir.
okay. There was something, yeah.
Yes,
So I was one of the malls yesterday, and then I was just looking around something. Myself and my family were discussing. So every other family which I was looking at around was having three things with them. One was this. I'm talking about children, okay? One was this. Everybody was glued like this. Second was carbonated drinks. And third was those plastic food items. No wonder we will have the rate of obesity, diabetes rise very high when we see these young children as young as 5 to 11 years of age munching and using this gadget. Now, this is a very good tool. I love this, though I did not create it. But we have an example of the knife. We do have an example of the knife. We have to use the tools as and when they are needed to keep the children quiet and so that the adults are not disturbed. It's a very hardcore truth. Forgive me if I am trying to offend anyone. No, I'm not. I am telling you the hardcore truth so that the adults can enjoy their meals or their outings. They just give this in the hands of as young as 1 to 2 to 3 years of age children with something in their hands with those chips, the Lay's chips and etc. And then you expect that they will be healthy. Now, these are very small, hardcore items which we need to keep in our mind. We need to inculcate into ourselves so that we do the best for our children. Lifestyle diseases, these are non-communicable diseases. These are lifestyle diseases which are lifestyle attributed diseases, which we created. It was not created just like that. How many people are here now? And this is approximately 48 people. Now, tell me one thing very honestly, all of you. What time do you go to bed? Majority will go to bed post 12 midnight. It's a fact of life. I know. Very few, rarely people will go as early as 9:30, 10, 10:30, 11. It's difficult. I know. I really agree with you. It's very difficult. So I'm not going to touch base on this one. The only thing which I can say is try to go to bed as early as possible so that you need to have minimum of 7 to 8 hours of sound sleep. Because the less you sleep, the more you invite troubles to your body. I'm not telling to yourself, to your body, because I am concerned with your body as a healthcare professional. Someone says 9 o'clock. My goodness. Okay. I really want to, acknowledge the fact that you're mentioning this 9 o'clock. I really wish if it is really happening, then everybody else should also at the same time try to, do this thing. My straightforward time, my battery starts going down, my body's battery by around 10, 10, 15. 11 o'clock, I have to be maximum. If I'm out, I go to bed. Unless or until we are busy with something at work, for example, which as doctors we do, or the social engagement, which is very important, something which actually requires our presence and without which things don't move forward, it's a different issue. I agree with that. But once you're invited for a wedding party or something, you have your dinner, everything is done. You speak to people, you're done. I think you should move back because you need to take time out for what? For walking. Before you go. Otherwise, the biryani which you have eaten is going to play dandiya with you. That's the most important thing, dear listeners. This can go on and on and on. I can speak at length for hours on many things. I just try to do something with you today, just to hold you back. Make you reflect on your own choices, your personal choices. First for yourself, then for your family, especially children. We call children assets, right? What kind of assets do you want them to be later on? These are very practical questions for which there are very simple solutions, provided you decide to take care of them now, not later. I'm not talking about what will happen if you're a diabetic patient, what complications are going to happen. That is science. Let's forget science for some time. Let's talk and understand what can be done so that you don't knock at the door of the doctor at the nth moment. So let me summarize one thing. We spoke about walking after the meals. We spoke about fat food, not the fast food. We spoke about snakes, not snacks. We spoke about closing the kitchen early. We spoke about trying to have a walk, especially after late night dinners. We spoke about going to bed early. You know, what is one thing which is common among all these things? No colas. Yes, thanks for reminding. One thing which is common among all these things. Your health. The most common of all things is your health, the priority. If you believe that by doing all these lifestyle changes in your life, you can shape the outcome of your own health and your families, this is the time you need to pledge yourself. Yes, a little bit. Can you do that? Is it really difficult? It's not. Before I wind up for today's session, I have one more thing to say. Probably it might kind of feel different. I want to shed light on the diabetes patients. I don't know how many of you are diabetic here, but if you are, then you must listen to this. Now that you're already diagnosed with diabetes and probably hypertension and also probably cholesterol, which are quite high, what are you supposed to do? You're done with it. You are. You can't take it back. If you're already crossed certain period of time, 5, 10 years of age, and then you're on lots of medications extra, what do you have to do? Please make a timetable for yourself. Often I've come across our own patients who are like kind of say, Doctor, I forgot to take medication because all the medications were finished and now it's 3 days time ahead. Today I'll be going and getting it done. So first thing, diabetes patients, whether you or your extended family members, simple step. All of you go to the washroom daily, and at the same time, all of you get dressed daily. Yes or no? Yes. Take the notepad, the sticky notepads. Put a fix on your mirror, on your almirah door, on your bathroom, saying that on 1st of July, I need to get my medication refill. On 1st of July, I need to get my lancets or my glucometer strips. On 1st of July, I have an appointment with my doctor. Put reminders for your own self. Put it at 3 different places: the exit door of your house, the bathroom door, and your almirah. It's a simple tip where you will not forget. Neither your family members will forget. So that every stock is readily available with you. Because I have come across patients who go to the pharmacy and they're not able to find the same medication at times. And then they have some kind of different brand or something, and then the patient comes and says, this is not helping. Probably it might not help because the composition or the style of making, I don't know, I'm not getting into all those things. So why can't you get things done yourself nicely? That is the most important thing. Get your stuff done as and when you can. Write it down. Put it, place it on your almirah very clearly. 1st of July, I need to get all these things, my medication, my instruments, my insulin, everything. You know what exactly you are into. Second, for diabetes patients, I'm not stopping you from eating anything. Eat at your will. Doctor bole wo mat. No, I'm not saying anything. You want to eat? Yes, you should. You should. But portion control. What we call in Urdu. Urdu is a beautiful language. I don't know. I should have asked Dr. Shafiq if I could use Urdu also at the same time. But anyways, we have a word in Urdu which is called as Mukhtasar Mufid. Little bit of everything. Now, if you love to have mangoes, which mango season is going on, yes, mangoes does increase blood sugar levels if you have 3 mangoes together. But if you're having a portion of it, 3 to 4 pieces, I will allow you to eat it. What, you love the badami aam, the sindri, rasal rota, whatever it is, have it. I'm not stopping you. But portion control. Best time, lunch. Because after lunch, you will be walking. You will be busy with something or the else. 3, 4 pieces, more than enough. Walk after that. And at the same time, diabetes patients, once you have those mangoes, add some protein to it. For example, almonds, pistachios. Whatever spike of blood sugar happens, these proteins and almonds will bring it down so that your pancreas will not have spikes on it. Simple tips, very simple tips. You don't spend money on anything else. Clear? Yes. After that, diabetes patients, please make sure do not miss your medications. If you're especially on multiple medications, no. I try to level down the medication as much as possible, but at one stage of life, you need to have certain medications. Third, and very important, I understand many of us have problems with the insurance, follow-up, and etc. But please do not keep on taking medications, especially the same medications for a period of time without even getting yourself checked. I had a session in International School Jeddah for the first time, and I met people, committee members. Approximately like 20% of the people, they told me that they haven't seen a doctor, neither a test, in the last 4 years. And they are taking still the same medication. Most medications which we actually are not writing anymore now because they are more harmful rather than being beneficial. So it was not good to hear that. If you haven't had your checkup in the last 1 year, I think it's time for you to get it done. If you're using the same old medications for a long period of time and still see no result, I think it's time for you to see your doctor. Doctor in real, not the WhatsApp University or the YouTube doctor. Diabetes patients, 2 things I told you. Reminders for yourself, appropriate follow-up, checks, and medications. Last, and the most important, take care of your feet. Every small problem starts with your feet. We tend to ignore that. We really tend to ignore that. And we see a very healthy diabetes patient, but one small mistake at the feet, and then you come across something which is, and then starts a cycle. Things change abruptly. So these are some of the small aspects which I have been speaking about. I believe I've tried my level best to put into your mind what exactly certain things have to be done. I did not speak anything Latin or French. I spoke something from my heart, directly to your hearts. I hope it was beneficial for all of you. I hope sincerely that you will start changing your lifestyle, not for only yourself. What do you mean feed exactly? Your food. Diabetes patients, they have this problems when the blood sugars are quite high. What you do is if you hit somewhere and then you start having bleeding, that can actually become kind of infectious, and then later on it becomes gangrenous and all those problems start happening. So you need to take care of your feet that way. Feet care, we call it. It's very important. So that is what I wanted to say. I wish that we all step ourselves up a little bit, not only for the sake of ourselves, but for the sake of our children. Please avoid those fat foods. Please avoid processed foods. Please avoid the family of carbonated drinks. Mango season is going on. I just received a message on my WhatsApp early before I started this thing. Somebody asked me that, can I have mangoes? And I just mentioned about that same thing. Look, I'm not stopping anybody from having anything. You're more than happy, more than welcome to have it. But portion control is very important. Don't gulp it down like this is the last day I'm going to have mangoes. Simplify it. Portion control, 3 to 4 pieces, especially during lunchtime, much better along with some protein. So these are basic things which we can have it. For more further details on anything, you're always welcome to ask any questions right here or later. Dr. Shafiq has the contact that can be done. I'm trying my level best to raise health awareness through social media because these days everything is social media. I keep on posting regular health awareness messages for people. I try to, inculcate into their mind, try to change how they can change themselves. Am I successful? I don't know. But is it affecting? Yes, it is. And does stress elevate diabetes? Yes, I already gave an example. You are more importantly working on your deals. Can we only eat chapati? Can we only eat wheat chapati? I'm not stopping anyone from eating anything. Portion control is very important. Make sure that after you eat, you walk. So if you eat, you walk, you balance everything. Whatever you're eating, especially sweets and etc., try to balance them out with proteins, especially pistachios and almonds, so that the spike in the insulin goes down. Dr. Shafiq, can we open the room for questions? I don't know, how do you like to take this, via chat or via people asking? I think chat will be better.
Indians are very enlightening and very simple language, devoid of medical jargon, which normally people are afraid of. It was very informative session. Couple of things before we move on to the question answer session. Those who are comfortable with Hindi or Urdu, I just want to summarize in a few sentences, if you
If you
permit
want, I
me.
can do that if it's okay.
Briefly, especially why we are talking about it, because normally what people say, "Arey, diabetes to kya hai? Just ye mat khao, wo mat khao," and that's it. I mean, what is the importance? I mean, why? What are the complications we are expecting, and why we are trying to stop in a bud? And why? I mean, what are the other diseases it covers? I mean, because maybe it will start as a diabetes, and then when you get into the complications, you lost the track, and what can happen. So if we can emphasize the importance, I mean, not only in Urdu, I mean any language, I mean English and Urdu bilingual you can.
ठीक है, let me I love to speak in Urdu.
Yeah,
उर्दू
one
से
more
अलग ही मोहब्बत है, तो मैं समझता हूँ कि मैं उर्दू में कुछ चंद बातें कह दूं ताकि सबके लिए आसानी हो जाए। मैंने एक लफ्ज़ का इस्तेमाल किया था, मुख्तसर मुफीद। यही बुनियाद है हर चीज़ के लिए। बस आप ये जहन में रख लें, लफ्ज़ मुख्तसर मुफीद। कुछ भी खाना है, मुख्तसर मुफीद। कुछ भी करना है, मुख्तसर मुफीद। आपको अपनी सेहत का ख्याल रखना है, आपको इस तरह से रखना है जहाँ पर आप ये सोचें कि अगर आप अपनी सेहत का ख्याल नहीं रखते हैं तो क्या किन-किन मुश्किलों का आपको सामना करना पड़ेगा। अभी सोने के ताल्लुक से बात हो रही थी और खाने के ताल्लुक से बात हो रही थी, मीठे के ताल्लुक से और व्हीट चपाती के ताल्लुक से। आप हर चीज़ का दारोमदार एक ही चीज़ है, आपकी अपनी लाइफ़स्टाइल, रोज़मर्रा की ज़िंदगी में आप कैसे तब्दीली पैदा कर सकते हैं, और उसको करने का बहुत ही सिंपल सा, आसान सा तरीका मैं आपको बताता हूँ, जो कि बहुत मुश्किल है, अगर आप सोचते हैं तो। आसान है अगर आपने ठान लिया तो, और आपको ठानना ही पड़ेगा, अपने लिए भी और अपने मुस्तक़बिल के लिए भी और अपने बच्चों के मुस्तक़बिल के लिए भी। अपनी सोच को बदलें। और बराए मेहरबानी खुदा के वास्ते, ये जो ऑनलाइन जो गार्बेज भरा हुआ है ना, जो सेल्फ प्रोक्लेम्ड गार्बेज है, ब्लाइंडली मत फॉलो कीजिए। ये बहुत ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि हम जब ब्लाइंडली फॉलो करना शुरू करते हैं तो वहाँ पर होता ये है कि सही और गलत की सोच और समझ खत्म हो जाती है। अब जितनी भी कॉम्प्लिकेशंस हैं डायबिटीज़ के, जैसे आँखों का मसला हो गया, गुर्दों का मसला हो गया, पैरों का मसला हो गया। अभी बताया कि फीट केयर का मतलब क्या है, पैरों में ज़ख्म आ जाते हैं। अगर वो ज़ख्म बढ़ना शुरू हो जाता है तो पैर को काटना पड़ता है। अंगूठे से शुरू होती है बात, आहिस्ता-आहिस्ता पूरे पैर तक आ जाती है। हड्डियों पे उसका असर पड़ता है। एक और बात मैं बताता चलूँ, मुझे याद आ गई कि आप सबसे अदबन गुज़ारिश है, बराए मेहरबानी प्लीज़, ये जो ऑनलाइन सप्लीमेंट्स मिलते हैं ना, ये मत लीजिए। अगर आपके पास पैसे ज़्यादा हैं तो शफ़ीक भाई को ट्रांसफ़र कीजिए, फिर मैं उनके पास से ले लूँगा। लेकिन ब्लाइंडली मत फ़ॉलो कीजिए। कई बार मैसेज आते हैं, ये सप्लीमेंट अच्छा है, क्या ले सकते हैं? कहाँ से आया पता नहीं, कौन-सी अलग कंपनी। मैंने 1 2 हफ्ते पहले एक पोस्ट शेयर किया था मेरे इंस्टाग्राम पे, उसमें मैंने क्लियरली कहा था कि एक पेशेंट ने मुझे भेजा क्योट, ये मेक्सिको में मिलता है, और किसी ने कहा कि ये बहुत अच्छा है कॉन्स्टिपेशन के लिए। उसके बारे में मैंने जब रिसर्च की तो ऑलरेडी अमेरिका में कई हॉस्पिटल्स में पेशेंट्स ले रहे थे और वो जो है कार्डियक हार्ट अटैक के शिकार हो गए। तो ये ज़रूरी नहीं है कि जो चीज़ ऑनलाइन गार्बेज मिल रहा है वो आपके लिए फ़ायदेमंद हो। अपने डॉक्टर से रुजू कीजिए, उसके बाद ये चीज़ें लीजिए। बहुत सारी सिंपल सी चीज़ें हैं, वक़्त की कमी है, लेकिन मैं जो जस्ट बताना चाहता हूँ आपको कि आप कर सकते हैं। आज के इस प्रेज़ेंटेशन का, इस टॉक का एक ही बुनियाद है, और वो ये है कि आप अपने आप को बदलिए, अपनी सोच को बदलिए। जितने सारे कॉम्प्लिकेशंस जो ऐड ऑन्स हैं, उसको आप रोक सकते हैं अपनी तरह से, बहुत अच्छी तरीके से रोक सकते हैं, लेकिन आपको थोड़ी-सी मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी।
Okay, thank you. Next questions. I think Azmat sir, can you unmute people, those who have raised hands, ask the question directly? And meantime, I just want to thank the audience. Despite being a vacation time and weekend, people have sustained their presence, and some of them actually participated as well. So, if you have any questions, please raise your hand. Backend team will unmute you and you can ask the question directly. And Dr. Saab, one of the attendees asked, like they try to sleep early, but they wake up again because of the hunger. So how to avoid it?
Try to sleep early, wake up because of the hunger. What can be the reason? A very good question, but what can be the reason behind that? You're trying to sleep early, that means what time are you having your dinner? Very important. First, अगर आप जो है मगरिब के बाद खाना खा लेते हैं और आप 9 बजे सोते हैं तो बाय डिफॉल्ट आपको तो भूख लगेगी ना। तो सोने से पहले क्या करना चाहिए? सोने से पहले दो चीज़ें, बहुत सिंपल सी बात है। या तो आप प्रोटीन्स का इस्तेमाल करिए, पिस्ता, बादाम और दूध। अब हम यूजुअली ट्रेडिशनल ज़माने में जो कहते हैं सेब खा लीजिए या मौज खा लीजिए, मैं वो मुख्तलिफ है, हर पेशेंट को अपने अपने हिसाब, सॉरी, हर पर्सन को अपने अपने हिसाब से वो चीज़ें, किसी को पसंद है किसी को नहीं है। तो सबसे बेस्ट तरीका, जो प्रोटीन्स हैं वो आपका पेट फुल रखते हैं, जो फाइबर है, खीरा, गाजर, मूली, जो बोल ऑफ सैलड जिसे हम कहते हैं, ये आपके लिए इतना मुफीद है, इतना बेहतरीन है, क्योंकि होता क्या है, आपको भूख नहीं महसूस होने देता और आपका पेट भी फुल रहता है। प्लस मॉर्निंग में आप वॉशरूम आराम से जा सकते हैं ताकि आपको मेंटली कोई डिस्टर्बेंस नहीं हो। सिंपल टेक्निक, खीरा, गाजर, मूली, टमाटे आपने डाले डाले, नहीं डाले नहीं डाले, प्याज डाली, थोड़ी सी हल्का सा अच्छा कैप्सिकम डाला, सलाद बनाया, फाइबर का फाइबर हो गया, पेट फुल होने का हो गया, सुबह में आपको भूख कम लगेगी या महसूस भी नहीं होगी। शाहनवाज।
Dr. Sab, in the meantime, we have one more online question. Can you please share some light on the pre-diabetes? How can we reverse it?
ठीक, thank you very much. Pre-diabetes. Pre-diabetes is something which is, let me put this way. ये जो है आप एच पे ठहरे हुए हैं, ठीक है? ये जो एज है, अगर आप आगे जाएंगे तो नीचे गिरेंगे, लेकिन अगर आप पीछे हटेंगे तो आप बच जाएंगे। तो प्री डायबिटीज यानी कि एच पर ठहरना है। अगर आपने एहतियात नहीं की तो आप नीचे गिरे, यानी कि डायबिटीज की तरफ प्रोग्रेस हो गया। लेकिन अगर आपने एहतियात की तो आप प्री डायबिटीज से अपने आप को रिवर्स कर नॉर्मल रेगुलर इंडिविजुअल बन सकते हैं। 4 अहम चीज़ें हैं इसके पीछे जो आपको फॉलो करनी है। प्री डायबिटीज़ का मतलब ये है कि आप अभी आगे बढ़ने वाले हैं डायबिटीज़ की तरफ। इसको ज़रूरी नहीं कि दवाओं से ही रोकना है, इसको सिर्फ और सिर्फ बेहतरीन तरीके से, कम पैसों में, विदाउट स्पेंडिंग एनीथिंग एक्स्ट्रा, अपने लाइफस्टाइल को चेंज करने से आप चीज़ें आ सकते हैं। जैसे कि हमने अभी जो डिस्कस किया, वो सब चीज़ें अगर आप इनकॉर्पोरेट करते हैं अपनी रोज़मर्रा की ज़िंदगी में, यू कैन रिवर्स इट। और कई लोग हैं ऐसे, मैं नहीं जानता यहाँ पर कोई मौजूद है नहीं, लेकिन काफ़ी लोग हैं जो जिद्दा में हैं, जो मैं अच्छे से वाकिफ़ हूँ, जिसका HbA1c 7.2 आया था और अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह सिर्फ लाइफस्टाइल से, हालांकि बहुत मायूस हो चुके थे, लेकिन सिर्फ लाइफस्टाइल चेंजेस से उन्होंने उसको 5.9 5.8 करके अब पीछे आ रहे हैं। तो यही है लाइफस्टाइल का मुख्तसर, प्री डायबिटीज़ का मुख्तसर। लेकिन हाँ, अगर आप इसको कंट्रोल नहीं करते हैं तो फिर एक बार ये आगे बढ़ जाता है तो थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है वापस प्रोग्रेस होना।
Assalamu alaikum, Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Saab.
सलाम।
Thank you, sir, for having a wonderful session. I have one question, sir. Can you give some early sign and symptoms of the insulin resistance syndrome or that parents and teachers should be aware of?
Very good question. Thank you very much. 3 important things which I'll always tell everybody to look into this insulin resistance. What happens is, after having your meal, you're very sleepy. You want to take a nap. 1. I'm talking about adults. I'll come to children later. Second, regular activities which you're doing earlier, now you feel tired, fatigue. Third, very important, what all you're eating is not being digested properly. आपको महसूस हो रहा है something's wrong with you. जो रेगुलर आप थे और जो अब हैं, उसमें फर्क। बच्चों में खासतौर से हम जो देखते हैं, यहाँ पर एक काला निशान आहिस्ता आहिस्ता पैदा होता है। वी कॉल दिस थिंग मेडिकली अकैंथोसिस नाइग्रेंस। लेकिन आप देखते हैं कि कुछ डार्क लाइनिंग आना शुरू हो गई। ये जो पेट के अतराफ हमारा फैट होता है, जिसे हम सेंट्रल ओबेसिटी कहते हैं, सेंट्रल ओबेसिटी का आना, तो ये जो है प्रैक्टिकल चीजें हैं जो आपको दिख जाती हैं, लेमैन को भी दिख जाती हैं। जो मेडिकल चीजें हैं वो तो मैं नहीं बताऊंगा सर, तो उसको आप लोग सोचने की जरूरत नहीं, वो तो आपको ऑनलाइन में मिल जाती है। लेकिन ये जो चीजें जो दिख सकती हैं आपको, ये इंसुलिन रेजिस्टेंस के क्लियर साइंस एंड सिम्टम्स है जो आपको समझने की जरूरत है। और अगर आपको ये दिखता है कि आपके जानने वालों में ये कहीं ना कहीं मौजूद है, इट्स टाइम टू टेक केयर ऑफ इट।
Dr. Saab, there was a question regarding the wheat chapati. So how about the glycemic index and the food in that range? I mean, which is having high index and low index, so that people can
ठीक
if it is
है,
true.
वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन अगेन। ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स एंड ग्लाइसेमिक लोड, ये दो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स हैं और बहुत सेपरेट टॉपिक्स हैं एंड बहुत वसी इट्स अ वेरी वेरीड टॉपिक। मैं इसको सिंप्लीफाई करके कहने की कोशिश करता हूँ। एक चीज़ याद रखिए कि हर फूड का अपना एक लोड होता है, जो आपकी ब्लड शुगर फौरन बढ़ाता है और जो आपकी ब्लड शुगर बाद में बढ़ाता है। अब सबके अपनी क्लासिक विंडोज आपको ऑनलाइन तो बहुत डिटेल में मिल जाएंगे, वो स्टैंडर्ड है, वो तो कोई कॉपी नहीं कर सकता उसको या कोई चेंज नहीं कर सकता, इट्स फिक्सिंग, हर चीज़ अवेलेबल है। अब रहा सवाल कौन से फूड हम कैसे खाएं और कैसे नहीं खाएं। मुख्तसर से अगर मैं बता दूं तो अब जैसे कि चपाती की बात हुई थी, वीट की बात हुई थी, तो ऑब्वियसली थोड़ा ब्लड शुगर लेवल बढ़ जाता है, लेकिन उसको आप कंपनसेट कैसे करेंगे? उसको आप कंपनसेट करेंगे फाइबर से या फिर आपके प्रोटीन से, इसकी बहुत ज़रूरत है। चावल है, लोग उमूमन कहते हैं भाई चावल खाने से वेट बढ़ता है और क्या कहते हैं हमारा ये शुगर भी बढ़ जाती है। ठीक है, बात सही है, इंडेक्स ज़्यादा, लेकिन उसको कंट्रोल कैसे करते हैं? प्रोटीन्स और फाइबर और सैलड से करते हैं। तो जिस जिसका भी जो फूड है, जितने भी हैं, उसकी एक लिस्ट है। मैं काम में करूँगा कि मैं जो एक अपडेटेड लिस्ट है ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स की, आप अगर डॉक्टर शफीक के वो ग्रुप्स ज्वाइन करे हुए हैं तो मैं उनको मैं शेयर करता हूँ, उसमें आपको सारी डिटेल्स मिल जाएंगे बनिस्बत मैं अभी यहाँ पर बताऊँ उसके। एक चीज़ का ख्याल रखिए कि अगर ये जैसे कि फ्रूट्स हो गए, इन सब के ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स, ग्लाइसेमिक लोड वेरीड होते हैं, हर किसी का अलग है। जैसे वाटरमेलन का ज़्यादा होता है, तो उमूमन वाटरमेलन खाने से इसको कंपनसेट प्रोटीन से करते हैं या फाइबर से करते हैं। तो जो भी चीज़ आप खा रहे हैं, ये सोच के करें कि उसको कंपनसेशन से कैसे होगा, बैलेंस कैसे होगा, फाइबर एंड प्रोटीन से। अहमद अपना हाथ उठाए हुए हैं काफ़ी देर से।
For that, हाई
Assalamualaikum.
ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स का मतलब लोगों को ये है, एक समझाने की जरूरत है कि भाई जैसे खाएंगे तो ब्लड में शुगर उतना जल्द ही ऊपर चला जाता है।
बढ़ा जाएगा।
हाँ, ये बेसिकली ये है। तो लो मतलब ये है कि स्लोली चलता है, तो ये डिफरेंशिएट करने की जरूरत है। डॉक्टर साहब लिस्ट शेयर करेंगे तो इंशाल्लाह।
राइट।
Sure. Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum.
जी जी, वालेकुम सलाम।
मेरे को दो दो सवाल है। देखिए, पहली चीज जो है ना, माइग्रेन के लिए कुछ वो मेरे को रेमेडी बताए। बच्चों में भी है क्योंकि ये जेनेटिकल पास ऑन हुआ, पता नहीं। मेरे को बहुत था मेरे बचपन में, जो कि आइडेंटिफाई नहीं करे लोग, जब उतना वो नहीं था। अभी बच्चों में भी आया है वो, और उतना सीवियर नहीं है मगर है बहुत सारी बार। तो एक चीज ये है। दूसरी चीज ये है कि अगर हाइपरटेंशन अगर माइल्ड है, सपोज आई नो दैट लाइफस्टाइल चेंजेस आर नेसेसरी, बट उसको क्या मैं रिवर्स कर सकता हूँ? लाइक आई एम टेकिंग द
शुक्रिया,
मेडिकेशन, लाइक माइल्ड है, यानी लीस्ट लोवेस्ट जो भी है।
समझ गया मैं आपकी बात। आपका जो पहला सवाल है माइग्रेन का, वो मेरी एक्सपर्टीज है नहीं, और मैं बिल्कुल नहीं शर्माता ये कहने कि मुझे नहीं मालूम इसके बारे में, क्योंकि वाकई में मैं इसके बारे में जो जानता हूँ मैं कह नहीं सकता। जो जानता हूँ मैं उसको समझ सकता हूँ और हम अपने हिसाब से गाइड कर सकते हैं, लेकिन इस फोरम पे अस्पतालों से बात करना गैर मुनासिब इसलिए भी है क्योंकि वो मेरी फील्ड है नहीं। तो मैं ये आपसे एक मशवरा दे सकता हूँ कि न्यूरोलॉजिस्ट, इंटरनल मेडिसिन, इनसे बेहतर है रब्ता करें, ताकि माइग्रेन का क्लियर कट आइडिया आपको वहाँ से बेहतर तरीके से मिल सकता है। रहा सवाल आपका दूसरा हाइपरटेंशन का, देखिए एक चीज़ है कि ये माइल्ड, मॉडरेट, सीवियर जो है ना, ये कहने के लिए तो बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन अगर एक बार आप डायग्नोज हो चुके हैं, इसका मतलब ये है ना कहीं बॉडी में गड़बड़ चल रही है। अब आपका अगर ब्लड प्रेशर हल्के से मेडिसिन है, कोई 5 मिलीग्राम की आप कोई गोली खा रहे हैं या सिंगल मेडिकेशन खा रहे हैं, उससे कंट्रोल अगर है तो ठीक है, यू आर डूइंग गुड। रिवर्स हो सकता है या नहीं हो सकता है, ये तो एक तो गैबी बात है। दूसरा, मैं इसको आई एडमिट इट दैट आई वोंट बी एबल टू से कि हाँ भाई हो जाएगा या नहीं हो जाएगा, क्योंकि इट ऑल डिपेंड्स ऑन योर बॉडीज कैपेसिटी टू अंडरस्टैंड। ऑलरेडी अगर ब्लड प्रेशर है तो आपके आर्टरीज दे हैव स्टार्टेड कंस्ट्रक्टिंग, तो इसका मतलब ये है कि ब्लड फ्लो तेज जा रहा है। हाँ, लेकिन अगर वो सही डायग्नोज नहीं हुआ या आपकी एक हल्की सी मेडिकेशन से यू आर मेंटेनिंग नाइसली, तो आपके डॉक्टर से आप रुजू करके एक प्लान बना सकते हैं। देख सकते हैं कि भाई अगर आप मेडिकेशन छोड़ रहे हैं और आपका ब्लड प्रेशर कंट्रोल रह रहा है, तो इसका मतलब ये है कि वो स्टेज पे नहीं पहुंचा है एंड यू कैन स्टिल मैनेज विदाउट मेडिकेशन। है ऐसे पेशेंट्स काफ़ी जो मेडिकेशन शुरू किए थे, लेकिन फिर उनका ब्लड प्रेशर गिरना शुरू हो गया, फिर बाद में जो है आहिस्ता आहिस्ता वो ऑफ मेडिकेशन हो गया। लेकिन उसके लिए कांस्टेंट मॉनिटरिंग बहुत ज़रूरी है। जो हमारे आले जो होते हैं, जैसे हम घर में चेक करते हैं, दैट इज़ गुड फाइन, लेकिन मैं ये चाहूँगा कि इन पर्सन डॉक्टर के क्लिनिक में उसको चेक करना और फॉलो अप करना, उसका टाइम टेबल बनाना बहुत ज़रूरी है। तो इट रिक्वायर्स एफर्ट्स फ्रॉम योर साइड। आपको चाहिए कि भाई आप 5 दिन कंटिन्यूसली डॉक्टर के पास जाएं कहीं भी, और फिर उसको मॉनिटर करें ब्लड प्रेशर। 10 मिनट बैठ जाइए आराम से, ना फ़ोन ना कोई चीज़, आराम से बिल्कुल रिलैक्स। उसके बाद राइट हैंड और लेफ्ट हैंड का ब्लड प्रेशर नोट करें। अगर आप मेडिकेशन रोकना चाह रहे हैं और देखना चाह रहे हैं कि कैसा आ रहा है बगैर मेडिकेशन के, देन यू विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड कि 5 दिन में आपके ब्लड प्रेशर की क्या रीडिंग आई है। अगर वो रीडिंग लोअर लेवल पे आ रही है और बगैर मेडिकेशन है, दैट मीन्स यू आर ऑलरेडी ऑफ मेडिकेशन, तो आपको जरूरत नहीं है। लेकिन आपको फ्लक्चुएशन आ रहा है, तो दैट मीन्स यू स्टिल नीड टू कंटिन्यू मेडिकेशन। लेकिन दिस हैज टू बी डन इन पर्सन, मतलब घर पे मत ट्राई कीजिएगा।
Thank you, Dr. Saab. Regarding the hypertension, since he was saying mild, ये भी हमें देखने की जरूरत है कि लाइफस्टाइल कैसा है इनका, मतलब इज इट स्ट्रेसफुल जॉब एटमॉस्फेयर है या घर में कुछ मेंटली साइकोलॉजिकली स्ट्रेस है, एज क्या है, ठीक है, एंड डाइटरी हैबिट्स क्या हैं, ठीक है। तो ये सारे मिल मिला के अगर बॉर्डर लाइन या माइल्ड हाइपरटेंशन है, तो जैसे डॉक्टर साहब बता रहे थे शुरू में कि लाइफस्टाइल चेंजेस से जो है काफी चीजें रिवर्स की जा सकती हैं। तो इफ यू कम बैक टू बेसिक्स, आई थिंक एवरीथिंग गेट्स इन्वॉल्व। अच्छा, एक सवाल था देयर इज इन द चैट बॉक्स रिगार्डिंग द विटिलिगो, तो मैं जस्ट वांटेड टू इन्फॉर्म द पर्सन हु हैज आस्क्ड, सिंस दिस सेशन इज नॉट फॉर द विटिलिगो, लेकिन मैं डॉक्टर साहब इससे रिलेटेड एक सवाल आपके सामने रख रहा हूँ कि चूंकि विटिलिगो, डायबिटीज, ऑटोइम्यून डिसीज, तो ऐसे ऑटोइम्यून डिसीजेस क्या कॉम्बिनेशन में आ सकते हैं? सपोज इफ यू गेट वन, व्हाट आर द अदर डिसीज वी शुड लुक फॉर?
If we are talking generally, then we have to look for everything. क्योंकि अब आजकल के मौजूदा माहौल में जिस तरह से साइंस भी इवॉल्व हो रही है, तो डिजीज भी इवॉल्व हो रहे हैं, या पहले से, और मैं समझता हूँ कि डिजीज पहले से थे, लेकिन अब हम उसको और बेहतर समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। कॉम्बिनेशन जो प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही हैं, डायबिटीज़ अगर है तो मेथल आर्थराइटिस भी साथ में है, और ऑस्टियोपीनिया है, ऑस्टियोमलेशिया है, ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस यानी कि हड्डियों की जो कमज़ोर होते हैं उसके खासतौर से 50+ ईयर्स में ज़्यादा है। विटिलिगो का एटलीस्ट मेरे इतने स्पैन में मैं कोई ऐसा पेशेंट नहीं देखा जो डायबिटीज़ के बाद किसी को विटिलिगो हुआ। तो मतलब मेरे पास तो नहीं है, तो आई हैव नो आइडिया अबाउट कि ऐसा हो सकता है या नहीं हो सकता। आई कैन नॉट से इट बिकॉज़ आज तक तो मैं देखा नहीं ऐसा। हाँ, लेकिन विटिलिगो पेशेंट्स डायबिटीज़ हुए हैं। एक चीज़ और चीज़ समझने की ज़रूरत है यहाँ पर कि कई पेशेंट्स ऐसे हैं जिसको रेस्पिरेटरी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, तो वो स्टेरॉइड्स लेते हैं, इन्हेलर्स लेते हैं, कुछ चीज़ें लेते हैं, उसके बाद फिर उनको डायबिटीज़ हो जाती है। तो इसमें फ़र्क करने की ज़रूरत है कि ये जो डायबिटीज़ है, ये ड्रग इंड्यूस्ड डायबिटीज़ है। यानी कि प्रोबेबली जेनेटिकली वो लोग नहीं थे डायबिटीज़ के लिए, या लाइफ़स्टाइल से नहीं थे, लेकिन वो ड्रग जो ले रहे हैं, जो स्टेरॉइड लेते हैं, जितने भी ग्राम्स का पफ लेते हैं या टैबलेट्स लेते हैं, वो हमने ये काफ़ी देखा ये कोविड के ज़माने में, जब अच्छा खासा पेशेंट जब सिर्फ़ कोविड हो गया था और जो स्टेरॉइड्स पे था, तो उसको स्टेरॉइड्स जब विथड्रॉ करने के बाद फिर डायबिटीज़ हो गई थी। तो ये सब चीज़ें बहुत कॉमन है, ऐसा चीज़ है। लेकिन क्या चीज़ किसको लेके जाती है, इट्स प्रैक्टिकली उसको सिम्प्लीफाई नहीं कर सकते। हाँ, लेकिन हर किसी का किसी न किसी तरीके से तालमेल बना हुआ है।
Yeah, I just wanted to emphasize the person who has asked the question regarding the vitiligo. There are some conditions which are known as autoimmune, like you have vitiligo, diabetes, SLE, hypothyroidism, some types. So if you find any of these, better to go for a screening. So your diabetes might be masked for some time, and then you will be surprised to notice it later. Anyway, there is one question regarding the nurse vacancy. Sorry to say that this session was not for that, but if you had joined our paramedical group, IPAS paramedical group, we'll be sharing the vacancies as and when they appear. So please follow our group, and we'll find it there. Any more question, Azmat Saab, before we conclude?
Yes, Dr. Sab, there are few questions. One participant is asking about some Monjaro. Few of my colleagues are on Monjaro. Would you suggest it for diabetic patient? This is one first question. There are two more questions after this.
ठीक है,
So
let me just answer this very bluntly now.
no.
Mounjaro, Ozempic, Saxenda, all these medications are for specific patients only. अब जो बना हुआ है यहाँ पर क्या कहना चाहिए, एक हवा क्रिएट किया हुआ है कि भाई मेरा वेट बढ़ा हुआ है, मैं तो खाना रोक नहीं सकता और मैं वॉक नहीं कर सकता, लिहाजा मैं मुंजारो ले लूँ या मैं ओज़ेम्पिक ले लूँ। ये गलत है। दिस इज टोटली रिडिकुलस। प्लीज एक चीज समझ लें जो भी यहाँ पर मौजूद है, ये जो मुंजारो, ये जो मेडिकेशंस है ना, ये स्पेसिफिक डायबिटीज पेशेंट्स के मेडिकेशंस हैं, जहाँ पर डायबिटीज अनकंट्रोल्ड है और वेट ज्यादा है, कार्डियो प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, किडनी के प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, कोई ना कोई प्रॉब्लम चल रहा है, तो वो पेशेंट्स में ये हेल्प करता है। और एक और चीज, अगर आप ये समझ रहे हैं कि मंजारो लेने से आपका वेट तो कम हो जाएगा, लेकिन उसको सस्टेन करने के लिए आपको ताहयात ये मेडिकेशन लेनी पड़ेगी, जहां पर आपने ये मेडिकेशन छोड़ी वहां पर रिवर्सल वेट हो सकता है। क्योंकि हो क्या रहा है, आपकी फिजियोलॉजी बॉडी की ये है, आप दवा लेके उसको ऐसा कर रहे हैं, तो यानी कि आपने फिजियोलॉजी के खिलाफ, नेचर के खिलाफ आपने उसको कंप्रेस किया। दवा से कंप्रेस चल रहा है, दवा से वो मेंटेन हो रहा है, दवा आपने छोड़ी, ये आहिस्ता खुल गया वापस। एज सिंपल एज दैट।
Thank you, Dr. Sab.
There
The
is
next
one
question
question.
है,
Yeah, go ahead. Please go ahead.
there is a HbA1c 6.7. Is it pre-diabetes? Can you please share the range?
HbA1c 6.7, is it pre-diabetes? उसके बाद
Can you please share the range? कि pre-diabetic
range, okay. Please remember that every lab has got different range. One, it's differ from lab to lab, from place to place, from country to country. Now, normally, which we say, जो हम लोग medical में use करते हैं, 5.9 to 6.5 is pre-diabetes, 6.5 when. लेकिन जरूरी नहीं है कि आपका HbA1c 6.7 है और आप pre-diabetic हो गए, क्योंकि आपके hemoglobin level पे भी depend करता है. और there are multiple factors that decide that. अगर आपको कंफ्यूजन है कि हाँ भाई ये मेरा प्री डायबिटीज स्टेज है या नहीं है, तो यू नीड टू क्रॉस चेक योर ब्लड शुगर लेवल्स एट होम. घर पे देखना कि फास्टिंग आपकी 99 100 105 के नीचे आ नहीं रही है, नहीं आ रही है. अगर वो 120 126 के ऊपर आ रही है तो वो इम्पेड फास्टिंग रोज, यानी कि कहीं ना कहीं ब्लड शुगर लेवल्स बढ़ रहे हैं. खाने के बाद की ब्लड शुगर 150 170 180 के आसपास आ रही है, वेरी गुड. लेकिन वो 190 200 210 के ऊपर जा रही है, तो उसका मतलब ये है कि हाँ वो HbA1c कोरिलेट करता है. तो HbA1c जो है एक डायग्नोस्टिक टूल है, वो एक तशखीस का जरिया है. उसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि वो ही हम उस पर बिलीव करते हुए चलेंगे आगे. वो हमें बस हेल्प करता है कि हाँ भाई ठीक है ये आपका लेवल है, इसका मतलब ये है कि हमें मेडिकेशन रूट किस तरह से लेना है. लेकिन इस पे हम आपको करार देते हैं कि हाँ भाई आप डायबिटिक हो गए और आप प्री डायबिटिक हैं, नहीं हो सकता. अगर आपका HbA1c 6.5 इन ऊपर अगर आ जाता है तो आपको एहतियात की सख्त ज़रूरत है, पहली चीज. हाँ, लेकिन आपको अगर कोई कोमोबिडिटीज हैं, यानी कि पहले से आपको हाइपरटेंशन है या कोई और प्रॉब्लम पहले से है, तो आप बेहतर है मुझे यहाँ सुनने के किसी पर्सनली डॉक्टर से रुजू हो जाइए, ताकि वो आपको कंप्लीट एसेस कर चुके, देख चुके कि आपका कंप्लीट ब्लड प्रेशर, आपका हेमोग्लोबिन लेवल्स कैसे हैं, आपके और पैरामीटर्स कैसे हैं. फिर बाद में वो डिसाइड कर पाएगा कि हाँ कि आपको अभी मेडिकेशन पे डालने की ज़रूरत है या नहीं है. तो लिहाजा जस्ट ब्लाइंडली कि 6.7 में प्री डायबिटीज से थोड़ा बढ़ गया मैं दवा ले लूँ, ऐसा नहीं होता. हर चीज का एक वक्त होता है. यू नीड टू क्रॉस चेक एवरीथिंग, वेरीफाई एवरीथिंग क्लियरली. आपकी डायग्नोसिस पुख्ती होनी चाहिए, इट शुड बी कंफर्म, एंड देन ओनली यू आर सपोज टू टेक द मेडिकेशन.
Yeah, it has been observed that, especially women, they walk less than the men, if at all the men are walking. So especially in this hot summer, I think they can use the malls, nearby malls, at
Exactly.
least move around. The body movement has to be very, I mean, like, especially they said about the pre-diabetes. So it's not that bad. So walking, and especially people from certain regions, especially Gujarat, they're very sweet people and they put sweetness in everything. So I think somewhere they need to cut it down.
But unfortunately, Hyderabad is already the capital for diabetes now, but also it is becoming the capital for diabesity. That means diabetes and obesity together. Unfortunately, तो I think अब वो pan India वाला मामला हो गया है.
Azmat bhai, any more questions?
Yes, Dr. Sab. I think there are two more questions. The first one is, are the symptoms for the diabetes and pre-diabetes the same?
They're almost the same. आपको क्या है, you will be going to the washroom regularly. थोड़ा सा आपको हल्का सा धुंधला दिखना शुरू हो जाएगा, पैरों में जलन होना शुरू हो जाएगी, आपका वेट शायद नीचे गिरना शुरू हो जाए, आपकी भूख पहले से महसूस ना हो, और आप अपनी बॉडी में खुद महसूस कर सकते हैं कि यू आर नॉट द सेम एज इट इज बिफोर. द मोमेंट यू डिसाइड, यू थिंक दैट यू आर नॉट द सेम एज बिफोर, इट्स टाइम कि हाँ अब मुझे चेक करना जरूरी है कि क्या मसला है. लेकिन जो सबसे अहम चीज़ तीन है, बाथरूम बहुत पाबंदी से जाना, रेगुलरली जाना, पेशाब से ज़्यादा आना, पैरों में जलन होना, जो हम बहुत कॉमनली आजकल तो बहुत ज़्यादा देखते हैं, और हमारे देसी पेशेंट्स खास तौर से ये कंप्लेन से पहले आ रहे हैं बनिस्बत बाथरूम ज़्यादा जाने के, कि पैरों में जलन हो रही है, क्योंकि जो इंसुलिन रेजिस्टेंस वो बढ़ जाता है. और तीसरा, आई चेंजेस, थोड़ा सा आपको देखने में कहीं ना कहीं हल्का सा फर्क महसूस हो जाता है.
Ji, Dr. Sab. The last question is, I want to know the reasons for acid reflux issues, especially in the kids who are not even obese.
आपके लेस चिप्स, आपका फास्ट फूड या फैट फूड, और बच्चों का ज़्यादातर ऑनलाइन बैठना और कम फिजिकल एक्टिविटी करना, वेरी सिंपल रीजंस है इसके, और कोई है ही नहीं दूसरा इसके अलावा.
Just to add to that, खाना खाने के फौरन बाद सोना, स्पेशली स्पाइसी फूड एंड ऑयली फूड. दूसरी चीज ये है कि अगर बहुत ही दिनों से चल रहा है लंबा, इवन विथ जो डॉक्टर साहब बताया डाइटरी मॉडिफिकेशन के बावजूद भी नहीं हो रहा है, तो देयर इज सम टेस्ट कॉल्ड टेस्टिंग फॉर हेलिकोबैक्टर पाइलोराई, H पाइलोराई. तो ये इसका टेस्ट करवा लें, तो अकॉर्डिंगली उसकी ट्रीटमेंट भी अवेलेबल है. तो यू नीड नॉट गो इनटू द कॉम्प्लिकेशंस ऑफ एंडोस्कोपी एंड ये अल्सर ये वगैरह. तो अगर आप डाइट मॉडिफिकेशन से कोई चेंजेस नहीं हुए हैं, तो यू कैन गेट टेस्टेड फॉर H पाइलोराई and then get treated accordingly. Any more question before we close? We are already running short of time.
No, Dr. Sab. That's it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Saab. It was really very informative. The most important thing I liked about your talk was it's a very simple English language, not of a medical jargon. And one important point takeaway was the walking. I hope to find some friends after this talk because normally I walk alone and it's so boring. So the other important point was closing the kitchen early. I think uh, many women here will be very happy to do that, provided the men also cooperate into this. So I think you get a lot of time if you close the kitchen early. More time to interact, more time to have a good quality sleep, and to think of some productive work. uh, I think lifestyle changes is very much required. Although the topic was simple, sounding simple, that क्या है इसमें ये मीठा मत खाओ थोड़ा walk करो but if you see the sufferings of the people, especially the working class and the women and all, it's all coming back to the lifestyle modification. And people are this now the specialty has been created, wellness or lifestyle medicine or functional medicine and all fancy names. Dr. Shah was speaking like one of our not one many of our old professors or senior professors who were just teaching the basics, and that was the fundament. So coming these words from the young doctor was really amazing. We're talking about the basics. I mean, if you stick to basics, you don't have to get into the medical complications and the medicine. Normally doctors are oriented to write the medicines. I mean, acha ye dard hai ye leke le jao, wo dard hai ye leke jao. People don't have time to get into the root causes of the problems, but Dr. Saab has beautifully gone into the basics, and he emphasized the importance of correcting the basics so that we don't land up in diseases. Thank you so much, everyone, for being so patientful. There is one question: raising health awareness notes are available on this. Acha, okay,
Yeah, I
that's
just
your.
mentioned that if anybody wants to have notes, it's available there.
Okay, okay. I thank the participants and the backend team, Azmat Bhai, Sadiq Bhai, and Shahid Bhai. And Dr. Saab, thank you so much. And we'll catch up with you on some other topic, inshallah, in future.
Pleasure was mine,
Thank you.
Dr. Saab. Thank you very much for having me here.
Azmat Saab, you can close the.